That Creamy G is Chinese thing was after each of us downed an entire bottle of wine, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, but, you know, it sounds like she might have a little bit of a problem with her, you know, with alcohol, because if that's when that happens, you know. So, you know, if you gave her some gummies, that'd mellow her out.
One of her dogs was named Gummer. Yeah, well, she's like that sober, and she's like that after a bottle of wine. The only difference is after the bottle of wine, she gets even more passionate when she yells.
No, she needs some Xanax.
You know, I'll bring that up next time.
Yeah, she needs to crush up a couple of Xanax.
Train wreck.
Yeah, I'm sure that conversation will go over real well.
You need some Xanax. Oh, my God.
Here, honey, here. Snort these Xanax. Let's go out.
Yeah, just you know, yeah, they're blue. Your boogers are blue. It'll be cool.
Yeah. See, we're helping you, you know, Clark, in your relationships.
Oh, you want to talk about train wrecks? Yeah, that's okay, thank you. I think I can screw them up enough on my own without your help.
No, it's the name of a dope.
My God, 3885 lives on.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's tuned into Steve's SDR across the world.
Well, they tune in for the variety, and then half of them go on to QRZ and complain about the desecration of ham radio as they once knew it.
God, they didn't listen to Tim and the boys 20 years ago.
Can you imagine that? A bunch of those guys as teenagers? Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, I remember listening to them when I was a novice in high school. Holy moly. They had a lot of fun.
Yeah, my father's told me some stories about the good old days. Yeah, because my father's known Tim. They've been on the air together since they were both teenagers, man, and he told me it was a different ball game back in the day.
And that's when there was an FCC.
Yes, that's when you had to be clever with what you said.
Yep, so, WL7B.
W3MMR, because I haven't said that yet.
For those who are not using synchronized AM, N1BCG, otherwise you would have heard it.
Hey, I went to a talk done by Teddy Robinson the other night up in Mass on his loop antennas. Boy, he gave a real nice talk up there.
Oh, is this our favorite man in the Faraday cage at the airport?
Yep, QAR. Yeah, he gave about an hour and a half talk on loops and feeding them and, you know, everything. And yeah, it was quite interesting. Nice club. They have a lot of good programs scheduled for their meetings, so it makes it interesting. First time I went there, it's up in Holyoke.
Where was this at?
In Holyoke, Mass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might make another one of their meetings. It's only about an hour's drive for me, which isn't bad. It's a nice Friday night out for me.
The ARRL South Jersey Convention's this weekend, Hamfest. That reminds me, I want to look up, see what speakers are going to have. See if there's going to be anything interesting.
Now, what town's that in?
Oh, sorry. It's in Mullica Hill, New Jersey. Gloucester County Ham Radio Club puts it on. It's in South Jersey. It's about 35 minutes southwest of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they just had Boxborough last weekend. I didn't go though. I hate that traffic on the Mass Pike, and then Worcester, and oh my God, I just, you know, it's just, I'm about a near fest. That's because that's a couple days for me up there, but I don't know. I didn't go to Boxborough. I'll probably go next year.
Yeah, this usually has been the only one I go to, and the only one I go to every year. But I obviously would like to go to more. But it's pretty cool. It's fairly large. I hold it at the 4-H fairgrounds there. It's a pretty good turnout and pretty good deals. I never stuck around for any of the, the speakers or any of the classes or anything. I've taken my test there. That's when I got my technician license, which I took there. I was going to take my extra there this year, but got sidetracked yet again, so we'll have to save that for a later date.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, why do you want to take an extra?
I don't like having limits.
Limits. When would you ever operate in the extra portion of any band?
When I operate on 40 and 20, because there's a lot better phone DX in the extra portion of the bands.
Bah, hamburger.
That is the real driving force behind why I want to get my extra. That and so I can talk to the group. There's a group down on 3745, Slot Bucket in the mornings. I listen to every morning. I'm either here or down there listening from around 5 until I leave for work around 7:30. So yeah, eventually I'll get it. But I've been procrastinating for almost a year now.
Hey, by the way, when's all this amazing 20-meter DX that you do?
During the day. Actually, right now, FT8 conditions are pretty good in the evenings on 20 meters. Usually Europe and Northern Africa, Asiatic Russia, Japan, worldwide in the evenings sometimes. But every evening, I mean, Europe is in there, 95% of the time. But sometimes, like I said, you'll get China in there, Japan. The 20 meters during the day, anywhere from, say, 9 in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 or 12 in the afternoon, or, 12 noon. And then sometimes it'll stick in there a little later. Like the other day, I was working 20-meter phone DX to Slovenia and Spain, Italy, where else? Bulgaria. That was at like 2:30 in the afternoon. When was that? That was last week. Sometime last week. Last weekend. Last Sunday.
Interesting, because Central Europe is 6 hours ahead of us now, and so that makes sense, yeah. So people late in their day, and here we are late in the morning. Cool. I'm going to have to try tuning in. All right, very fine business.
Yeah, I worked, what was it, on the 2nd or the 4th of September. That was 5 days ago. I worked Greece, Italy, 5 stations in Slovenia, 1 in Switzerland, 2 in Bulgaria, and 2 in Italy, and 1 in Greece. Between 1940 UTC to about 2100 UTC, whichever that works out to be. So yeah, that's like afternoon, evening. Well, yeah, that's like 3 or 4 o'clock, right? 3 hours. Yeah, it's like 3, 4 o'clock.
Hey, Perry.
Hey, Phil.
It's W2PHL. Hey, I'm just curious. That's your Anon, I'm assuming that you're using on 20. What do you see, if you remember, for a noise floor, like a noise level, S level? And what kind of signals do you work these guys in on Slot Bucket? I'm just curious how your setup compares.
Yes, I am on the Anon. On 20 meters, generally my noise floor is around an S5, maybe an S6 sometimes. And these guys are sometimes S8, S9. Except some guys are sometimes ridiculously strong. Be 20, 30 over at some points. Anywhere from S9 to, say, 10 over 9. Excuse me, S8 to 10 over 9, generally with an S5 noise floor.
Very good. Yeah, my noise floor is a little high on 20 meters and those, but I always hear those signals in there, like, S8, S9. I don't even bother, because I figure, like, they're too weak, they're never going to hear it, but I've made a few contacts over the years on 20, but it's supposed to be an AM on Wednesday nights, and I've listened, and I've heard, like, carriers and open horns. never really heard. No, that's not true. I heard one guy in Virginia, I can't remember his name, and it was just, of course, it was just a one-sided KSO, like on 40 thing. But you ever do any of that?
No, I'm not real big on the nets. The only nets that now really get into is the one here on Saturday morning, the old military radio net. Real early on Saturday mornings. But as far as it's 40 and 20, especially on 40, like you said, it's really one-sided. You can't have a round table on 40. At least I've never been able to, because like I can only hear one side of the QSO at any time. It doesn't matter what time of the day. That's a lie. Sometimes real early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning on 40s when I'm working the VKs, there'll be some guys south, say Florida, Georgia, who will be, and we'll have like a 3 or 4 person round table. But that's only, like I said, it's like 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning. But besides that, I mean, it's almost impossible to have a round table. And so sometimes if my father will jump in early in the morning and I'll hear him backscatter, and vice versa. But as far as that's pretty much my operating though on 40 and 20. But on 40, man, lately my noise floor has just been really high. It's S7, sometimes S8, and I've had a lot of switching power supply interference in the past couple weeks. It's like every 20 kc up and down the band is just little, I call them buzz saws or little spike balls, which I'm pretty sure are either plasma TVs or switching power supplies, and they've just been bombarding most of 40 lately for me, so I haven't been on 40 much besides the digital modes. And plus the VKs haven't been in there much lately in the mornings. So I've just been, if I'm operating anywhere else, it's been on 20.
Well, thanks for the info. I'm always curious how people are... Oh, my phone's going off in the other room. I thought I heard something. By the time I get there, it won't be ringing anymore, but I'm going to take a pause here and walk over there. But I was just going to say, with the RFI, oh man, it's been really bad for me too, and I used to have my noise canceling box. I used to use it once in a while. Now it's like on all the time because of constant crap that I'm hearing, buzzes and burps and everything else. So anyway, I'll be back. W2PHL.
All right, Phil. Yeah, I knew you were walking away, but it's funny you said that because I was going to start trying to mess with the diversity reception here on the Anon. Again, I actually just broke out my long wire this morning, but ran out of time before I went to work. Anyway, take care. I'm going to get back to my dinner. Baseball game's on. I'm going to sit back on the quiet side here for a while. Good hearing you guys, but I'll be in the listening mode. W3MMR.
All right, Perry. Yeah, that's a good thing to try. The diversity. I forgot you had that in the 200D. Yeah, just throw a piece of wire out and pick up some noise, and now the other phone's ringing. This has got to be a heavy call. All right, enjoy your dinner. I'll catch you later.
Nothing like having frequency chaperones, huh?
What did you say about a chaperone?
You said I'll be listening, so, implying like we all have to straighten up and fly right.
Right. You never know who's listening. I'm sure there's probably at least 10 people or more that are listening via either the radio in their shack, and then you've got all the people around the world on the various web SDRs. Case in point, 4X SDR, Mike's at web SDR. So there's quite a few people listening, Clark. You never know who may be lurking in the shadows. Creamy G is out.
Oh my God. This is what happens when you listen to 10 meters and the repeaters kick in with their ID just as you key up. Yeah. Good afternoon. Anyway, yeah. So, hello, WebSDR receiver listeners. Yes, you have found the one spot, the fun spot, 3885. Unbounded entertainment.